Now we'd like to welcome into the show Lieutenant Governor Garlin Gilchrist, who we've had on the show a number of times, and he's even helped me out with one of my events I did on IoT Tech Connect, was our luncheon speaker. And so I want to mention, too, that Matt Roush is out today. He's doing his day job with LTU. What's up with that, right? But we want to thank LTU for being the sponsor of MITech TV. Now, I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can read this fine print. So one of the programs that we're going to be talking about today is actually... we published something about it about a month ago, but now it's actually active, and it's called the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program, and its FCC has come up with a bunch of money to make it for lower-income households and other types of households of that nature to be able to get broadband. Did I get that right, sir?
That's right, Mike, and it's good to see you and be on here with you again and everyone at MyTech TV. We are very excited as an administration about what the Biden-Harris administration and this iteration of the FCC under Acting Chairwoman Rosenworcel are doing to provide real resources to make the internet more available to people. And the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program is very unique in terms of what it does. So first of all, individuals and households can sign up with this program to be able to get a subsidy for their internet access, for a little bit into the future now. But what's different about this than most federal programs is, in addition to covering internet service, there's also provision for coverage for internet-enabled devices. And certainly in the state of Michigan, what we see is that we have a number of households, hundreds of thousands of households that don't have access to the internet, but we also have households that don't have access to internet-enabled devices to be able to use the internet in their homes. So this program is really important. I've been part of promoting it here in the state of Michigan and nationally, and we think this is an important component of really opening the door to where we really need to get in Michigan, and that is where everyone in our state has high-speed internet access in their home, which is why we launched the high-speed internet office for the state of Michigan last week, and we're eager for our state to be a leader in this space.
And the fine print on this is the eligible households will receive discounts of up to $50 per month on internet service, or up to $75 per month for qualifying households on tribal lands. And in some cases, the providers of the internet service, ISPs as they're called, will provide a one-time $100 discount towards the purchase of a computer, laptop, or tablet. Now, certainly what we've learned in the last year, we learned many things, but one of the things we learned that if you're going to go virtual, there's certain tools you need, broadband being a really important one, because as we both know, video is a real bandwidth hog. And the other thing we've learned is a lot of people, I take it for granted. I've got a MacBook, I've got an Echo, I've got a smartphone. That's not the case with a lot of people, right?
That's right. And that's what I was describing earlier, that we have a lot of people who don't have access to the internet and don't have access to devices. We also have a lot of people who may have one, but not the other, or they may not be able to afford it. You might not be able to afford internet service, or might not be able to afford an internet-enabled device that can do video. I have twin second graders who've been doing remote school for more than a year, including today. Right now, my kids are doing their remote learning. And, that means that we would need that our family was privileged enough to have a high-speed internet connection and have two internet-enabled devices that they could use all day. That's not true for every household in Michigan. And so that's why through the work of the high-speed internet office that I'm very excited about just leading that effort to make sure that Michigan, we can solve this problem. We have the biggest opportunity to expand access to the internet since the internet was invented before us right now. We must not squander this moment.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, now, I don't know what the latest numbers are, but I know in the city of Detroit, this is particularly acute problem. Last I saw, now these numbers may have changed, somewhere in the neighborhood of 40% or more of the people that live there didn't even have a connection to the internet, right?
Yeah, those numbers certainly have floated around that estimate for a number of years, and I'm really glad to see that some folks in city government have begun to focus on this problem exclusively, including the digital inclusion director for the city of Detroit, Josh Edmonds. And, we at the state level, this is a problem that we want to solve in every community. In urban communities, we have a challenge typically of affordability. In our rural communities, we have a challenge of access and affordability. Like, literally, is the internet available to you and can you afford it? And then across the spectrum, urban, rural, suburban, we have the challenge of digital literacy not being where it needs to be. We need everyone to have the skills and the confidence to be able to fully utilize the internet access that they can access and can afford for medical and telehealth services, for jobs and economic opportunity and entrepreneurship, for educational purposes, and yes, to be entertained, because that's an okay use of the internet as well. And so I am eager to work as a state of Michigan to be a leader in investing in solutions in all these areas. And we're going to organize that through the high-speed internet office.
Yeah, I know this is near and dear to your heart. People may not be aware of your background, but you've been really heavily involved in this space for a long time. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
I have. I've been dealing with trying to close the internet access gap since I was 17. That was my freshman year at the University of Michigan, researching this problem on the east side of Detroit, excuse me. But I'm a software developer by training. I'm a two-time internet entrepreneur myself. And so, I care about what technology makes possible when people are better connected. And I remember in my first job in Detroit, building computers with my own hands and teaching people how to use them and showing a little girl the internet for the first time at a rec center on the west side of Detroit and watching her imagination explode. And that's an experience that every child in Michigan not only deserves, but should have. We need to make provision for that to be possible so they can be their best selves here in the state of Michigan. And we can realize that reality where Michigan is the best place for someone to have an idea because we have the infrastructure and resources to support every person with an idea.
Sure. And I believe, maybe I read it wrong, that Governor Whitmer, some of this money that's coming via the COVID funds, some of that's being dedicated, and that's the genesis for the office that you just created, right? Did I get that right?
We intend to dedicate resources that are coming from the federal government, both in direct COVID response funds like the American Rescue Plan. We also have a tremendous opportunity here from the Coming American Jobs Plan that will be negotiated in Congress over the summer to have significant resources available to the state of Michigan to solve this problem. We can be the state that connects our people. Just like the Mackinac Bridge connected the Lower Peninsula to the Upper Peninsula, internet access can connect every Michigander to their full potential going forward.
One of the things, too, that I think, several things. One is by virtue of the fact that schools, you got to do everything virtually, really has heightened the concern here of this particular issue. But also, people are working more remotely, and a lot of them just don't want to go back to the office, or they want to, like, say, be in Traverse City, or they want to be in Petoskey, or someplace that's even more rural, and that they just don't have access to the broadband that they need. So I'm hopeful that as this spreads, it'll spread all over the state of Michigan. I'm sure you are as well, right?
This is a big opportunity for communities across Michigan. If we invest in this internet infrastructure and we have people adopt it in communities, it can be a game changer for how we approach economic development, recognizing that there's so many communities in Michigan that are so attractive to live, play, and work remotely in. It's a great opportunity for our communities. And I think that we need to lean into that. And it's yet another reason why internet access is so essential to our future going forward. I want Michigan to be the best place to work if you're going to the office or if you're working remotely. And internet access that is robust, that is reliable, that is affordable is key to making that reality true here in our state.
And so I know I want to respect your time because you're a busy guy. So if folks want more information about this program, if they think they qualify, in fact, they need to know the eligibility standards to begin with, right? Point them in the direction that they need to go. Well, on the internet, it's kind of a catch-22. If you don't have the internet, how do you go on the internet? But assuming that they can go to a library or someplace that does have that connection, how do they find out more about this?
You can. Folks can also call our office, our constituent services. We'll connect people with all those resources and information. But people can go to fcc.gov to see the eligibility requirements for the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program and others. And stay tuned for more announcements about the Michigan High-Speed Internet Office, because we're really excited about what that's going to enable, make possible. We're hoping to work toward also some bipartisan legislation that addresses the internet access challenges of access, affordability, and digital literacy going forward. So stay tuned for that.
Traditional four-year students love Lawrence Technological University's thriving campus life, but LTU has always met non-traditional students' needs too. Lawrence Tech offers over 100 degree and certificate programs that can get adult students started or back on track. And most of our classes are conveniently offered evenings at our beautiful Southfield campus or online, so you can balance your social, family, and work life even while you power up your career. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.